Hello, hello everyone. Can you hear me? Hello guys.
Is everyone?
سامعيني يا شباب؟
أنا سامع. Yes.
Okay. بيتر، هو في ناس مش ظاهر جنب اسمهم علامة المايك أصلا، فممكن يكون بيتكلموا واحنا مش سامعينهم، يعني الفويس اللي هو معملوش جوين ان بالفويس. لو نعرف
tell them how to contact.
طب نبعتهم على الشات روم دوت. هي في واحدة لسه بتكونكت بعتقد عندها نت وحش ولا ايه؟ Well, I think
Hi.
hi,
So,
how are you doing?
Hi, what's up? How you all doing?
I'm fine. How is everyone doing? Can everyone hear me?
Yeah.
Cool. Is this everyone?
فاضل سماح محمود.
I'm contacting her. You can start and I'll be contacting her and Muhammad.
Okay. So, how's your Eid, everybody? Did you enjoy Eid? Did you eat a lot of meat?
No. I don't like meat.
Yes.
I ate a lot of chicken.
That's cool too. So
Yeah.
I'd like to welcome everyone that joined us. Thank you so much for joining. Before we start, I will put a link in the chat. This is for a post that we posted on our Facebook page. We put like a photo, and we would like you to guess what we'll be talking about today. If you can see it in the chat, everybody.
Personalities or schizophrenia or something like that.
Okay. Anyone has any other guess?
The topic will be about mental illness.
Mental illness. Okay. Anyone else?
It's Jim Carrey, so it's about movies.
Movies. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so like,
Okay, so I have a question. Did anyone notice that there's two halves of Jim Carrey, like two different expressions, two different facial expressions? Didn't anyone notice that?
yeah, I guess that's why they said schizophrenia.
I'm just say that. Okay.
Yes. Okay, so let's I'll say something before. Can everyone before they start speaking, like first introduce themselves? So I will start. My name is Mustafa Gamal, and I will be your host today. Okay. So can we introduce ourselves in turn? Jihad?
Hi, I'm Gihad Gazzar.
Yes, can you tell us anything, like tell us what you want to share about yourself, whatever you would like.
Yeah, okay. I'm 23. I just graduated from the Faculty of Fine Arts, painting department. Yeah.
Okay. Mahmoud. Hello, Mahmoud. Can you hear us? Okay, till Mahmoud comes, Sally, can you tell us about yourself?
I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
Oh, okay. Hello.
We can hear you, yes, Mahmoud.
Oh, okay. Mahmoud Megit, and 19 years old. I'm still in Faculty of Engineering. I'm in second, and I'm going to the third semester. I think that's all. Wayne.
That's cool. Welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, who's next? Sally?
Yeah. So hi everyone. My name is Sally. I'm 20 years old. Faculty of Law. That's where I study. And that's it.
Okay. Thank you, Sally. Who is next? Sahar, right?
No, it's Sahar.
Sahar.
Yeah, with an H.
Yes, okay. Can you tell us about yourself? Anything that you would like to share with us?
My name is Sahar. I just finished senior year in high school. I'm 19 years old, and that's it.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome.
And the last one is Sarah, right? Sarah, can you tell us?
Yeah, I'm Sarah. I graduated from Faculty of Art, Greek and Roman Archaeology Department. I've attended to this conversation because I like to improve my English and to learn more vocab and discuss more topics. That's it.
That's cool. Thank you so much, Sarah. And Samah, did we hear from Samah, right?
Yes.
Okay, so welcome everybody. And all the guesses that you have said about the photo is close to the truth. It's about different personalities, but we will not be talking about mental illness. I have read an article recently that said in its topic that people might have different personalities depending on the language they are speaking. So if you are a person that speaks 2 languages, 3 languages, you will have a different personality whenever you speak in a different language. So, for example, if you speak in Arabic, your personality will be different than if you speak in English, than if you speak in French. And that's the topic that I would like to discuss with you today. So first of all, what do you think about this theory or this idea? Anybody have any thoughts?
I have.
Okay, go ahead.
Hello?
Yes, Sahar, yes, go ahead.
Well, I think it depends on when and how you learn the language. If you learned Arabic and English and French in the same way, you will have the same personality. But Arabic, you learn it let's say in daily way from your family. Your English, you learn it from school. French, you learn it from a course. So each language, you learn it in a different way. So that's make a different personality. Arabic language.
Okay.
That's my.
Okay, so Sarah, yes.
I think when you learn more language, you read more about the other cities and you know more about the other traditions. So your brain will improve more and more and know more information about the other around the world, and already we are speak Arabic, so we depend on our tradition 100%. I think not different character, but it depends on the traditions itself.
Okay. Who else? Samah, how do you think?
Okay.
Okay, I think it's not about it's another language, but it's more about it's like a new. You are more into another things or new things. That makes this experience, which built our personalities, but it's not like a new because of a new language, you know.
Okay. Mahmoud, you wanted to say something?
Okay. I don't know about this, but I don't think that the language affects the personality, especially about like polyglots who can speak more than 20 languages. And مثلا I speak مثلا English and speak French, and I'm learning Germany, and I don't think my personality changes.
Okay. Okay, who else didn't speak? Gerhard, what do you think?
I think being bilingual allows you to absorb more culture from both languages. Then you have different personalities. Yeah.
Okay. Who else didn't speak? Muhammad?
Yes, hello everyone.
Hi, Muhammad. How are you doing?
Fine, thank you.
So
I think
did you hear
yes.
our question?
So yeah, I heard the question.
Okay.
I think yes, it affects your personality if you learn more language, but not only to learn. It's about interacting with the native speakers of this language. So let's consider the French. If you their personality is totally different from yours, and if you interact with them in their language, you will be affected for sure. Your personality will be affected by their actions, and you will try to change yourself, I think, for the good way, for the good of actions.
Yeah. Okay. That's good. Sally, what do you think?
So I think it's more about it's not that the personality completely changed. It's about when you speak the language, you think of different things when you're speaking your native language. So if you like want to learn Spanish, okay, like for example. So and you're Egyptian. When you speak Spanish to other people, you start to think more like Spanish people who actually live in like Mexico or something. So I think this is how your personality changes. It doesn't change like 100%. It's just for a second when you speak, you just embrace their character and their language and their culture. That's how it affects you. It's not a permanent effect, but just by speaking their language. This is how I think. So I think it's close to what's meant.
Okay, so just to summarize what everyone said. So basically, most of us agree with this idea, but not completely. For example, we know that some behaviors might change, but our core personality will not change. Is that what everybody thinks, or the personality will change completely? Do you agree with this statement?
I agree with this statement. I think personality will not change.
Okay, but some people say I've seen a video on YouTube, a guy who was speaking Japanese. He was learning Japanese. So after a while, he traveled to Japan to practice the language, and after a while that he spent there, he found himself like practically behaving like the Japanese people whenever he changes to speak into Japanese. So, do you think this is because of the language only, or just because he left? He lived there for a while, and the people affected him.
I think those people affect him. Everyone travels to a country live for some time. Of course, will be affected by the people and their traditions and their type work and their environment.
So it's because he lived there. Okay, yes, Sarah.
I think it depends on the person. Maybe when I live in another city, I accept to change and to learn language from them and learn traditions, their traditions like this. Maybe I'm a flexible person, but another person when travels to another city don't change and like to be as himself in his country. So I think it depends on the person itself.
Okay, yeah. Who else have any idea? Yes, Muhammad.
I think it depends on the personality of the person himself or herself, and also both learning the language and living in this community. So when you learn a new language, and especially if you are living with the natives of this language, you will try to think and you will try to speak as they do. So your mind will change, and depending on your personality and how flexible you are, and how do you accept the other cultures, and how do you accept changing of your personality, it will change your personality.
Okay. Samah, do you have any thoughts on this statement?
Okay. I think it depends on the person and how is he open to new things and how he deals with new people and all this stuff. If he was really into meeting new people and learning new stuff, of course he will change, because this was yes, I agree with this idea, and that's it.
Okay, cool. So in this article that I have read, the people who wrote it, they have laid some evidence to like support their claim. So they said your personality might change because sometimes your native language won't have the words, won't contain the words that you need to make to explain a certain feeling or a certain situation. Like for example, in Spanish, I guess they said, yes, they said in Spanish, people, when they explain time, they explain it as a volume, like big time or small time. While in English, people talk about time like it's a distance. We speak long or short. So they say people perceive time differently depending on which language do they speak. What do you think about this idea? Anyone?
Yeah, I don't understand about Spanish, so can you repeat it again?
Yes. Okay. So their idea is people might understand things differently because their language contain certain words. For example, if you want to say in Spanish, I spent a long time. They say it in their words in Spanish. I don't know the exact words, but they will explain time as big time, not long period of time, but a big period of time. So they
Okay.
think of it as something volume.
Okay, I see.
So their expression of time is different because their languages contain different words. Like everybody get the idea, or
Yes.
okay? Yes. What do you want to say, Mohammed? Yes.
Okay, I understand what you are saying. I agree with it. Also agree with it. Especially that every country had its type of greetings. Every country had its body language. If you go to Russia and you do something, I don't remember very much. If you go to USA and hug a person like we do in Arab people, something like strange, it's weird in their country, and it's all the opposite in our country. And that's the part we can take this all about time, about their meanings, about their words. That's all.
Okay. Yes, sorry.
I agree with this statement because I think if you lived in this city, you have to respect the rules, and you have to speak or to interact with the people with the words or the thing that they understand to make your life easy to live with them. That's it.
Okay. We have a newcomer, Isra. Welcome. Hello, Isra. Okay, until Isra joins us, who else have? What do you think about this idea, Sahar? That people might perceive time differently because their languages contain different words. Hello, Sahar, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Like I found a new example that might explain this better. They say like if you have two persons, an English person and a Spanish person, and you say the word big wedding. So the English person will start to think about a lot of people. Big wedding means a lot of people, a big hall and a lot of chairs, a lot of people. But the Spanish person would think when he hears a big wedding, he would think long time has passed on this wedding. This is like exactly what do they say in the article?
Well, I find it normal because it's like two different cities. Like talking English person and Spanish, so they are both completely different. So everyone can like each language have its way to express what it wants. Like you said, like talking about time. So I find it normal. I find it something like special. Each country, each city have its special way of talking, special way of measuring, special way of talking about time. So I find it good.
Okay. What do you think, Gihad? Hello, Gihad, can you hear us?
Yeah, hi.
Okay.
Yeah, I think every language has its own tenses and gestures and prepositions to refer to a person. You can refer to him in any way, like other countries like Japan. You have to respect someone. You have to use the exact preposition to refer to him, you know.
Okay. So Sally, do you have anything that you want to say? What do you think? Sally, can you? Yeah. Go ahead.
Personally, I think it's like it's just like more. It's not like a series. It's like it was a series, but it came true. But if you think about it, it will be like kind of weird and kind of awesome. If you're like a person in Egypt, you act in a certain way, behave in a certain way. But if you move like to live in India or like in Chicago or something, you'll be a completely different person. That you will act and behave different ways, like to adapt with their culture and their way of thinking and their way of doing things. But once you move back to Egypt, you return to be your old you and start to behave the same way you were behaving. Like you can change your personality. Like you became a different person when you traveled, but when you came back to Egypt, you'll be the same you, and it'll be even like weirder, if it's even a word. If like travel abroad so much that you go to many countries, and each country you spend time there, you have their personality. Like I think it would be like difficult and hard to adopt, but it's kind of cool and kind of weird and kind of scary. But I found it awesome.
Okay.
And
So-
that's it.
Yes, go ahead. Finished?
Yeah.
Okay, so this takes us to another point. So we all like talked about how some people might behave or think some things because of their language and what vocab do they have in their language. So that takes us, what do you think shapes the other? Does the language shape the culture, or the culture shapes language and how everybody behaves? What do you think about this? Muhammad, do you have an idea?
I'm thinking. I think the culture. I'm still, on my opinion, that the language don't affect any of our thoughts or any of our expressions or traditions. I think all is about the culture, your legend, your culture, your the people, the mindset of people, the mentality of your families that you're brought in, and that's all.
Okay. Yes, Muhammad. What do you think?
I think yes, the culture also, the culture and the customs of the people will form your personality, let's say. I have a similar example for that one you said about time and as a volume and this comparison, but but this one is a disgusting. For example, when you in Arabic, when you want to say that this is super easy, I can do it while I'm blind or while I'm closing my eyes. So the French people would say fingers in the nose. this you know,
Yeah.
your two fingers while you are preparing to do, but two fingers in your nose. So this is how they say that it's super easy for me. And they use these words, like if you translate it, it's fingers in the nose.
Yeah.
So I don't know if this relate to this topic or
That's
just came
okay.
from my mind.
Okay, who else? Jihad, what do you think? Hello, Jihad?
Hi.
Yes.
Yeah, I think the culture shapes the language. Of course, the people and their traditions and customs and their gesture. That all that shape the language.
and it could be changed from time to time to be the language, you know.
Okay.
Can I say something?
Yes.
Okay, I think people keep saying that they think culture affects language and language doesn't affect culture, but it's a very popular story called 1984. 1984. Story speaks of like a country where there is someone who controls the entire country, and one of the ways he controls the country is by controlling their language. So if you don't want them to have a revolution, for example, he removed the word revolution from all the dictionaries. So the people don't even know what the thing is because it doesn't exist in the language. They cannot fight with each other because the word fight isn't there. They cannot disagree with each other. The word disagree doesn't exist. So their language controls, and they cannot do the things they normally do because these words are not in the language. So the language actually shapes their entire life. And I really believe in that like some cultures don't have certain words. So when you talk to them about this thing, they don't even know how to say it, how to express it. They don't even think about it because they do not have it in the language. And I think language affects culture.
Okay. Thanks, Peter. Yes, Sarah, you wanted to say something.
At the first, I agree with Muhammad about the culture controls. The cultures control the language, but when the English club spoke, I agree with his opinion. Yeah, Peter. Yes, I agree. I totally agree with this opinion, and it's first time to hear this opinion, and I really like it.
Okay.
And I agree with them.
Okay, who else wants Samah? What do you think?
Okay, I think the culture is controlled like the ancient Egyptians. They invented the hieroglyphic language. They first, as they work and play together or something, they invent the language. So the tradition, the culture is controlled by them.
So you agree with Peter that our languages, besides our culture, or the opposite?
The opposite.
Yes. Okay.
The culture. Okay.
Who else didn't speak? Sahar? What do you think?
Well, I'm against what Peter said because in like the main Arabic, I don't remember the word, like when Arabic first invented, when Quran came and whatever. Nowadays we use words that isn't in Arabic.
Okay.
So when we wanted to say something, we invented a word for it. So I don't think I don't think that the language control us or anything. Like if you wanted a new word, a word to express what we want to do, we want to say, like we invented. So I find it like doesn't control us or anything.
Okay, but wouldn't you agree, like in the article they give an example about in some languages they only have a word for the color blue, for example, but in some other languages you would find words that describe other shades of blue, like let's say blue, for light blue they have a name, for dark blue they have a name, أزرق غامق وأزرق,
like native blue, baby blue.
Yes. So they found that the people who have words that describe more shades of color can see actually more color than the people that have like basic words for colors in their language. They would show them many shades of blue or many shades of red or pink or whatever. They would say, like, for example, this is blue, this is blue, this is blue. They cannot see the other shades because their languages doesn't contain words for them.
Well,
What do you think about this experiment? They did this an experiment.
I think it's weird because
Hmm.
at first, like before knowing the shades, the name of the shades of color, like I would say, for example, like it's dark blue, it's light blue. This blue is like sky blue. So I will make a name for it, like, you know what I mean? So
Yes,
it
yes.
doesn't have like I don't have to know the exact word for the color, but I could like compare it to a color I know. Like I know the basic blue,
Hmm.
so I know it's darker than blue. It's like it have a little bit of green in it, so I would say it's greenish blue.
Hmm.
So I will compare it with the color I know to make like a word to describe the color.
Okay. Yes, Sally, you want to say something?
I think I'm going to agree with her.
Hmm.
I agree with Peter. Like they're both right.
Hmm.
But I think it's harder. I think it's harder. I think it's harder to describe something you have for the first time if you don't have a name for it. Like, of course, in this country, when they wanted to make a revolution, they couldn't do it at first because they didn't have a name for it. But then later, they like invented the name and started to make a revolution. And of course, the word revolution, someone invented it because they wanted something and they didn't know how to call it. Yeah, it was the first, so they call it. It's a revolution. So I believe that. So I think Peter and Sarah are right. And for the color, how do you describe it? You don't have a name for it. It's like you saw something for the first time that you don't remember its name. You can describe it. That tall thing that has an arm, like you can describe it. And then you can call it something, describe it like the closet. No one, like the first time they wanted to name it, like they didn't know how to name it, and you put clothes in it, so they called it the closet. So I think they are both right.
Okay. Anybody else want to comment on this? Yes, Muhammad.
Yeah, I would add something. I think the language does not affect the personality or does not affect the culture. It change how do we see the, as you said, the blue, or how do we see the colors difference, the different colors, and how do we like define a new event that happens, like new event like the revolution or something like that.
Yes.
But yeah, I don't think that it affects the personality or the culture.
Okay. But
Sorry,
like,
the culture, not the affect the personality, not the do not affect the culture.
But for example, let me give you guys an example. Like, let's say if in Arabic we don't have the word al-ghadab. Okay, so let's say that this word is not in Arabic. Now, if you're angry, and how would you express that if you don't know what it is? Like, you have a feeling right now, but you don't have a name for it. You were raised, and you were not told that this feeling means that you're angry. So how would we express it in this case? or how do we think about it? Like you have feeling, but you can't express it. You don't know what it is. What do you guys think about this? Anyone has an idea? Sarah, what do you think?
You mean we describe how can we describe it in Arabic?
In any, let's say the word anger is not in English, and you are.
I think.
Yes.
Can I speak?
Yes, of course. Go ahead.
I think if I don't know I don't know the name of the feeling I feel, maybe I use another word, like we know, like أنا حزين, I'm sad. So I will say it like I'm sad, أنا حزين.
But you are not sad.
You know?
That's
No.
the thing.
You know, I mean, I will say the most word near to my feeling. I don't know the word الغضب. I don't know in
Yes.
Arabic. So,
Yes.
but I know أنا حزين.
Yes.
So I will use أنا حزين. That's what I mean. You got it?
Yes, I understand, but my idea is that it won't be accurate because sadness and anger are very different feelings.
I know. I mean, I will use the most nearest the nearest word to my feeling that I know. You got?
Yes, I understand.
That's it.
The point is, if we don't have like what Peter said, if you don't have a word for anger, so people will try to like what you said, will try to explain it with the nearest feeling, but
Yes.
they won't actually be expressing what they feel. You get my idea?
Yeah, I got it.
So anyone
I mean
else
that-
have an idea? Yes,
Okay.
go ahead.
Okay. I will repeat what I said, and you got it. That's it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Who else has an idea? Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, I think I'll invent a word for it. You know, people invent words all the time. And I disagree with Peter kinda because I think
Okay.
it's excessive. In 1984, it was a dystopian novel, and the government totally completed control the people's minds and thoughts, and yeah, they didn't have a personality or anything.
Yes.
But we have personality, of course, and we can invent words.
So you say like in normal circumstances?
Yeah, it's so surreal.
Okay. Who else? Mahmoud, what do you think, Mahmoud?
I think the language appeared from the first of ages, because people need it to define their feelings about their emotions. So if there is no, for example, if the word anger disappears, the human will need to put a new word to define his feeling. So I don't think the language or the special words control the feelings of the people. The people put the language or put new words or put specific words to define their feelings, their emotions, or their thoughts. That's all. Thank you.
Okay. Thanks, Mahmoud. Sanah, what do you think?
Hi. I agree with Mahmoud. I want to say that there is a verb added to the dictionary. To the dictionary. The verb is to Meghan Markle. Okay. This is because of Harry and Meghan.
Yeah.
After they left the palace, and the English instructors decide to make a new verb. The new verb is to Meghan Markle. It means to leave anything for your mental health. as they did.
Okay.
So I think we invented the new words. It was never been before this verb. It's a new, and this they invented because it was a new action. So our new actions lead us to a new word, and that's it.
Yes. Thanks. Who else didn't talk? Anyone didn't talk and I forgot to ask? Okay. Charlie, what do you think?
Yeah. For me, I think it's like something else that you said earlier. That if you want to describe some word, you have two ways. Like if there's a word you want to say but it's not in your dictionary, in your language, you have two ways to describe it. Either you invent its name, or you can just describe it, like the game, the movie game. Like you start to act it, like express it, describe it, but without saying its name because it's not there yet. Or you can say a name.
Okay. So Sarah, you wanted to say something? You're raising your hand.
No, I don't need to say something. It's from another time I speak.
Okay. So let's talk about the next point. So we've talked about the relation between languages and personalities, languages and behaviors. So how about we try to talk about languages and brains? Do you guys think that people who speak more than one language, there are different in their brains, and the people who speak only one language? Do you think they have different brains, the people who speak more than one languages?
Can I start?
Yes.
Definitely yes. They are much more smarter, and their knowledge will your knowledge will double if you know more than one language. And I have seen some people like this who speaks. I have seen one guy who speaks another two languages, not beside his native language, and he's so smart. I have never seen someone like this before. And even if you speak one language beside your mother language, you will be, in my opinion, more smart than if you only speak your own language.
Okay, Sarah.
I think it depends on the person also, because the person if decide to learn something, she learn it, and the language we learn it from practice. Like if you live in Russia, you maybe learn Russia from the other people around you, and if you live in USA, you will learn from the other. I think that's it. And also when we know more language, of course we'll brain, and you will know more things about the other, about traditions, and all of these things will of course will change your brain and change your personality, and of course will be smarter than anyone. So it depends on the person what he needs to be.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay, thanks.
Can I say something?
Yes, Sahar, yes, go ahead.
Well, I'm against both of them, because like if it's like knowing another language, it's just like having another choice of the word. Like I want to say something, like I want to say potatoes. I can say it like in Arabic, in English, in Spanish, but it doesn't make me smart. What makes you smart is a lot of other things, but it's not knowing another language.
Okay.
So I find it like I could learn English and it's like Arabic for me. So it doesn't make a difference. What makes difference is me reading or studying something or anything, but knowing a different language, it doesn't make me smarter or anything. So that's
Okay.
my
Yes. Okay. Anyone else?
Can I say something?
Okay. Sarah?
I'm sorry.
Or Samah? Samah is-
No, I'm sorry.
Okay. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I mean, when you learn a new language, you read more things in this language, so it makes you smarter. That's what I mean.
Okay. Yes. Okay. So Samah wanted to say something.
Okay.
Hmm.
I want to say this is like a statement or something said, who speaks with two tongues think with two brains. Think with two brains, okay?
Okay.
So I definitely think that speaking two languages or more will definitely affect your how you think or how you it will improve your thinking skills as you will think in two different new stuff. So I definitely agree with them.
Okay. What do you think, Mahmoud?
For example, I will talk about polyglots who talk more than 7, 8, or 10 languages. Some experience, there are some experiments and articles talk about them, and they didn't find they are more smart or smarter than other people. So I don't agree with the relation between the smartness and talking with more than one language. From another point, I think that you can be smart by learning the rules of the language, or a specific means in the process of learning the language. As you read more, you learn more, you read more articles, more books. But learning the language, like living in Russia, for example, living in Russia and لو أنا عايش في رشا مثلا زي ده مش هيأثر مش هيخليني أذكى إن أنا بس عملت adaptation بس معاهم.
Okay. Okay, what do you think, Gihad?
Yeah, I think being bilingual makes you smarter, definitely, because your brain will handle two languages at the same time, so it develops skills and become more functional, and it improves your memory, basically. Yeah.
Okay, so in the article also they said, you wanted to say something, Sally, before I...
Yeah.
Yes, go ahead.
I think that people just don't get smarter when they learn a new language. They learn a new language, they are capable of learning different languages, like other than their mother language, because they are smart. Like it's vice versa or something. But it's true that you gain knowledge that makes you not smarter, like more of wiser or something. And of course it does change how your brain works, but of course it doesn't make you smarter, it just makes you like able to deal with info like differently. I think so. Like this is what I think, my opinion.
Yeah, okay. So in the article, when they also proposed this idea, what they said is that learning new language, you are not smart for learning new language, but learning new language might make you smarter. Not smarter as like it opens new pathways in your brain and makes and enhances your thinking. That's what they mean, because you are consistently and you are always thinking in two languages other than one. For example, linguists say that how the brain works is that, do you know, in Google, when you try to type something in Google, you would try type the S. For example, you want to search for football, you will type the letter F, and Google would give you suggestions. Are you searching for football? Are you searching for fluffy rabbits, whatever? And it will start making suggestions. That's how the brain works. When your brain hears the first letter of a word, it immediately starts to fill the blank with what are you trying to say. So if you speak 2 or more languages, this makes it a more complex operation, and then that results in new pathways and new connections made in your brain, which makes it easier later when you try to learn, let's say, a third language or a fourth language. This was like their idea. So anyone agrees with them or whatever? Or what do you think, Mahmoud? Hello? Guys, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yes, okay. So, what do you guys think this idea that they are proposing? Did I like explain it correctly, or do I need to repeat it? Did you get what I was saying?
Yes.
Yes.
I didn't get it.
Okay, I will try to repeat it better.
Okay.
So they say that learning new languages
Mm.
makes new connections in your brain. Like,
Yeah.
let's say, how to explain it? I want to explain it like very close to what they said in the article. So they said it opens new pathways in your brain.
Yeah.
How, like, in our nervous system, the electricity moves in our nerves and all that. So when you speak more than one language, like, they made experiments on this.
Yes,
The
they get more
people-
connected.
Yes, exactly. They have more connections in their brain, and the information travels faster. So you're not smarter, but it makes your if you want to receive a third language or fourth language or fifth language, it makes it easier for you after the first time. It makes it easier for you to learn new languages. Is this explaining was better?
Yes. Thank
Okay.
you.
Well, what do you think about this idea?
I agree with this idea because I think it's correct, and I read a lot of articles that say the same. So that, yes, I agree.
Okay. Who else have opinion on this? Yes, Sarah.
I agree with this statement because our brain is like a program. You control it. So I agree with this statement.
Okay. Muhammad, what do you think?
Yes, I agree. It's similar to what I have said.
Uh-huh.
I think if you already learned a new language, it makes you smart.
Okay. So we are near finishing our session. So I would like to summarize what we have talked about. So now we have talked about the relation between the language and our culture, the relation between the language and our personality, and the relation between brain function and learning new languages. The last thing that I wanted to discuss is, does languages make you think in certain topics differently? Like, for example, if you are going to discuss a certain topic in English, will your ideas or your opinion be any different if you discuss it in Arabic or English, or will it stay the same?
Are you talking about the meaning of the topic, or the content of the topic, or about what?
Let's say I want to give an example. Let's say we're talking about have you seen the latest trend on Facebook about the feminism, for example?
Okay.
Will your opinion, if you're discussing feminism with someone in Arabic, will your opinions and ideas of thinking about the topic, will it change if you discuss it in English later? Will you be more open when you talk about this topic in English other than Arabic? This
Okay.
and I give feminism as an example, not especially this topic, any topic.
Okay. At Arabic, or in our country, specifically in our country, we talk more about religious. We use religious verbs, religious nouns. In the other language, like English, there are different words that we can't use at the same meaning like the Arabic. You understand me?
Can you say it again? I'm sorry, I didn't hear the last part.
Okay. Okay. For example, in English there are some. In Arabic there are some words that I can't say in English, especially about religion, about some traditions, and that appears in the last trend of the feminism. That's all.
Okay, Sarah, you want to say something?
When we discuss about the topic in any language, I say my own opinion. So my opinion in English the same will be in Arabic. But when someone convinces me about something related to the topics, maybe my opinion will be changed. But if this person convinces me, that's it. As in Arabic or in English or any language. That's it.
Okay. Gihad, what do you think?
I think when you discuss a subject in English, you also use the other cultural perspective, and in Arabic you kind of use it in a religious way, as you said.
Okay.
Sorry guys, what was the question for headline?
Okay, so the question was, is talking, let's say you're discussing the same topic, your opinion change depending on the language you're talking. And I give an example about feminism, or whatever, football. Let's say football. When you are talking about football with someone in Egypt, and someone in Britain, for example? Will your opinions be different if you're speaking here in Arabic and speaking with him in English? Or stay the same?
Yeah, I think it depends on how strong you are in describing this topic in the other language.
Okay.
So if you describe a topic in Arabic, it will be super easy, and you will use, let's say, you will make your topic rich with more vocab that you know already, that you don't need to think to put in your description. And in English, if your English is very strong, you can I think give the correct or the accurate view as in Arabic. Otherwise, maybe yes, your opinion will change, or if someone is speaking, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Okay, Samah, what do you think?
Okay. For me, I think there are words in English I can't express easily as I can in... Sorry. There are words I can't express in Arabic as I can express in English. I think I can be more open in English and express easily without picking some special words that deal with our society in Arabic. So I find it more easier for me to speak in English in a specific topics.
Okay. Sahar, what do you think?
Well, okay. I think like if we're talking about football, it will be different, because like I'm talking about let's say in Egypt, I'm talking about the teams that play in Egypt. If I'm in Britannia, British, whatever, I'm talking about the teams that play there. But my opinion about like the game, about everything, will not change. And like I don't remember who said it, but like if you good in Arabic, you will talk more. But I would see, like, for me, like my English, I didn't learn it from school. I learned it more from series that I watched from TV. So if I'm talking about topic, about what I was watching, my English would be much better, and I wouldn't be able to talk about the same topic as good as in English, because like I'm used to hear it and speak about it in English, and the same in Arabic. But like both ways, it won't change my opinion about the same. So like different language wouldn't change my opinion at all.
Okay. Sally, what do you think, Sally?
For me, yeah, like I think that as private. Okay, so when there's two differences between reading at the beginning. If you get asked to say your opinion in a topic, and you just only speak Arabic, you say something, but if he asks you about the same topic like 2 years later, when you learn a new language, your opinion will change. Not because it's right, but because you learn a new language that will open your personality and your mind to a new culture that may affect your opinion of what you're saying. So the reason that you will say the same opinion, you ask to say your opinion in Arabic and then in English you say the same thing, because it's already the new language already did its effect on your mind. That's why you say the same opinion. But actually, if you get asked to say your opinion before you learn the new language, you'll say something different.
Yeah.
That's how the new language affects your opinion. That's my opinion. And I believe if you like ask me like I don't know, like 10 years ago, I would say something different because I don't know how to talk. Back then, I wouldn't have my English personality. I just think so, in a percent.
Okay. So that's it for our topic today, guys. Thank you so much for joining us today. And I would like to invite you to join us in our future podcasts. If you liked it, share it among your friends. And now Peter would like to say a few words, so I will leave my turn. Go ahead, Peter.
Can everybody hear me?
Yes.
Okay. First of all, thank you so much for joining us tonight. And happy Eid. كنتم طيبين كلكم.
طيب شكرا.
First up, we share everything we do in the club on 3 places. First, our Facebook page. Who likes our Facebook page? Like, who likes the club from the Facebook page? You can just raise your hand. Okay. Samah doesn't. Okay. Ma'am. And we have a YouTube channel. We share all the sessions we have, so you can go back and hear them again.
Okay.
YouTube channel.
Can you write the name of the channel?
I'll send you all the links. Okay. And we have an Instagram page. Share all our new information announcements. So you can also go there and check everything new we do, because we have a lot of projects coming on. So first up, I want to share all our links with you, so you can, because there's a lot of new people tonight. So
Yes.
these are the links for the Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube in the chat.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. That's the first thing I want to discuss. Second thing, we would like to take your feedback on the session today, like what you think about it. Didn't send it to everybody. I'm sorry. Here now is public. Everybody can read it now. Can everybody see the chat?
Yes.
Okay, great. We like to take, after every session, we like to take the feedback, your feedback on the session, like what you think. Do you like it or not? And all, like a lot of some questions, just to take your opinions and on how to make the next podcasts better. Okay. We have 2 ways to take your feedback. First, through a written form, like you answer questions online and write down your opinion, or a Zoom call where we take your opinion one-on-one. Which one would you like to have? First up, Samah.
I don't mind. Both of them is okay. It's
Okay.
for me.
Muhammad.
Zoom call.
Okay, Jihad.
Written.
Okay, Sahar.
I will tell Sally, I think.
No, yeah.
Written form.
Okay, Sarah.
Zoom call.
Okay, great. Okay, I got that now. The last thing is that as you give us feedback, we try to give you feedback too on how you did every session. So we have like a special bonus program where if you apply to want your feedback given to you, like us telling you our opinion, what you did on the session, how was your vocabulary, how was your grammar, did you speak German or not, what do we think you should work on better. If you want that, please tell me now so we can send you our feedback. Okay, if you want to, please raise your hand.
Yes, I think it's an excellent idea.
Okay, everybody is in. Samah, you wanted to?
Yes.
Okay, great. So that's it for tonight. Our next podcast will be on Friday. We had it on Sunday this week because of Eid. So I know everybody was celebrating Eid. So next Friday we have a podcast. We have one at 7 and one at 8:30. Okay. I think 8:30 works for all of you. And if you want to change it, we will be contacting you before Friday, like on Thursday, to check again on what time suits you better, 7 p.m. or 8:30 p.m. Okay?
Okay.
Sorry, I want to say something?
No.
Happy Eid for everyone.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sarah. Thank you so much.
So much. Sorry.
So let me just go back through it again. We sent you our links so you can check everything. We're going to send you, depending on your decision, that I think Gehed and Sahar want a written form. Everybody else doesn't mind or want a Zoom call. We will be sending you your feedback, and we will be waiting for you next Friday. 4 points. Okay?
Okay.
Thank you so much for attending tonight. You were really great. Please, if you want to go over anything we said today, we will be posting this video of this call on YouTube tonight or tomorrow morning. So if you want the link, you can ask Sally. She will give it to you.
Okay.
Okay? Thank you so much, everybody. Good night.
Good night.
Good night. Bye.
Good night. Bye.
Right.
Good night.